Well, hello, my name's Jenny Barlow, here again at the Festival of Quilts. I've actually been lucky enough to be here every year since the quilt show began, and I'm not quite sure how many years it is, but it's certainly 11 and it may be 12, and it feels like it might have been more. But here we are having a lovely time. Now I'm going to demonstrate and show you how to make a simple cable as we have on the strip quilts. And this is a small strip quilt which is suitable for a cot quilt. And this here is the cable in its very basic form. And I'm going to show you how to cut this very simply. A lot of people use a cable when they're making sampler quilts, and they have just a small strip between their blocks to join the blocks together, and they need a pattern. People often get confused as to what they're going to put on this small area, which sometimes is about, say, 10 or 11 inches perhaps by 2. I don't do metric, so I apologise for that. And then I'm going to show you how to embellish that to make it a feathered cable, and then just show you briefly how you can do a longer feathered one freehand. So by unrolling this piece of till roll, and always best if you can steal them from your local shop. So in lots of different widths these things come. So with this I'm going to imagine that this is the length of the strip that I want my cable for, and I'm going to fold this back now repeatedly on itself. Curly paper doesn't always behave, until I have what I feel is the optimum width for my cable, and that's just a little bit wide, so I'm going to fold it again because I want a smaller cable. So now I'm creasing that permanently. That's going to be the width of my cable, and when I say the cable I mean the segment that's going to be there. I'm folding again in half just once, and with my scissors I'm now going to cut out the central piece, which is the little eye. So that's going to be the centre piece there. And now I'm going to cut the rest of the cable, which is kind of like half a D. Turn over and cut the other side to match. Look at it, not quite the same. We could always measure it, but I'm afraid it's not what I'm very good at, is measuring. And now I unfold that, and like magic I've got the bones of my cable. Now by simply joining these pieces together, and if I lay it on there it's easier to see, I'm going to join the overs and the unders, overs and unders, and I'm actually just going to now show you how that can now be filled in to create this simple feather. But these can be made in any size, and magic was created a while back when a lady who was doing miniature quilts said, "Can I have a cable for my miniature quilt?" And I took a tiny piece of paper, very narrow, and created a cable, and she was absolutely thrilled. And then she put it on one of her miniature quilts, and the cable finished was about ½ an inch wide. So anything's possible. So with that, that gives you an easy method of making a cable. So with your strip, you're sashing on your quilt, you've got a piece that's 10 inches by 2 inches. So if you cut the piece of paper 10 inches by 2 inches and then fold it back accordingly, you then get a cable that's guaranteed to fit. So now we've done that, I'm going to show you how we can create a feathered cable. People are always fascinated by this. So I'm going to join and use the same piece of paper again, joining my overs and unders. And then simply by scalloping the one end, the one side, remembering this is coming through this side here, feathers, so you can see now how we go about drawing that running feather that's going to go round. So I've now got what you'd call a lined feather, because we've got feathers on the one side and we've got plain on this other side, which is going to give us this effect but on a cable. The next thing I want to do is to show you how we'd make this one here. I've just simply taken a very simple curved line, and then by using my coin or cotton reel, anything that's going to give you your circular, your round edge, circular, curved, whatever. Now we've got the rough idea of how we want it to be, we can then take on another piece of paper and start to make our design more permanent and more accurate. And then with that, I've just prepared a little piece there where I've just taken my wiggly line down a narrow piece of fabric and then just drawn freehand my feathers. So on a quilt like this, it might be strips, I might do a plain one and then do a band of this wandering feather, for want of a better description. I hope you've enjoyed that. I'm on the stand here demonstrating with some of my patterns. A lot of this information is on a DVD which is available. Thank you for looking, and I hope you've enjoyed the show.